Hey there, my dear Leos. Today we're going to be doing a twin flame soul contract, soul bond reading to look at current connections and where they are at. Um, See what's guided, see if there's any information or anything to be aware of in the connection that you are in or currently connected to. What I'm going to do is I'm first going to pull some cards to see if we have any elements or any specific sign associated with this reading for you. Let's see. Can you show me signs of possible partners of my Leo collective, please? Okay, we got water. What else? The sun, which would be Leo and Taurus. So, doesn't have to be. You could be dealing with a water sign, somebody associated with the sun, which would be another Leo or a Taurus. So I'm going to set these aside. Or, nah, just set them here. Okay, so next I'm going to pull from the Romance Angels, see if there's any messages to begin. Okay, so tell me about this connection that my Leo collective is in. Anything they need to be aware of. Okay, so the first thing I got is passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So, kind of what I'm getting from that is there's passion definitely between you and whoever you're connected to. Now, maybe there'll be a reignition of the passion that you once shared, or maybe that's something that needs to be re-sparked within your connection. It does say stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So even if your connection in the 3D looks like, things aren't working out, nothing's going right, we're not getting along, I don't see them, etc. Just stay optimistic, because the more that you think negatively about a connection or you put blockages, the harder it's going to be to come back together. So I'm going to pull, the way I'm going to do it, each group of cards, I'm going to do a feminine, a collective, or, connected energy, and a masculine to see where you're at, they're at, and then where the connection is at. So show me the divine feminine, please. Okay. So for the divine feminine, we've got the Nine of Wands and the Justice card. So the person you're connected to could possibly be a Libra. This person's basically telling me they've been through it over and over and over with you, and they feel that something is out of balance. Now, if you're the divine feminine in the connection, what you're saying is, I've gone through this over and over and over again, and even though I'm willing to try this again, the next time I do, there's going to have to be some kind of balance restored within this connection, some kind of karma review, or with the Justice card also, it has to do with the soul contract. So this is definitely your counterpart that I'm reading for. But let's see what the connected energies would be. The two connected energy just basically means like what connects the two of you. What do you both agree on within this connection? What is driving this, or what is the main blockage? Okay. So we have the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune. And basically, I think the both of you think that basically things are going to have to fall completely apart in order for things to change. Like something massive is going to happen in order for this connection to move forward. Um, I kind of feel like the both of you agree on the fact that this connection has been in a place of going round and round and round, looking for a different result. And I think it's at the point now to where, like, this is telling me the both of you agree that basically something massive is going to have to change in order for it to come back together or enable for it to move forward. And so we've got Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, and what am I missing? Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, Taurus. Okay, I said it already. I'm sorry. My brain got stuck for a second. All right, let's see where the divine masculine is in this connection. Okay, so the divine masculine shows up as the Page of Cups and the Three of Wands. There's still love here. They're still holding love for this connection. It may just be like a little piece of them still reflects on the fact that the two of you share something big. They may have pulled the love back within themselves because in order for things to change, there's going to have to be some kind of big movement, right? So they're kind of waiting for this. They're kind of either waiting for things to completely fall apart. Possibly you do healing separately and then come back together. It's not like they've given up on the connection. I think both of you are in a place with you being in the Nine of Wands, Divine Feminine. You're like, yeah, I'm willing to do this again, but we've got to do it different. Kind of the same with them. Like, until things are different, I'm going to kind of hold back on any kind of love offer or moving forward with this. But let's get some more information. Let's see, Divine Feminines. What messages do you want to share? Let's see. And also, no, gender is not specific. You can reverse the roles as needed wherever you fall into. Only take what resonates with you. Okay, so Divine Feminine. Okay, so what I'm seeing, Divine Feminine, we've got intimacy and reconciliation. I think your main focus is restoring this. You may be thinking very passionately about your person. You may be thinking about the times you've had intimate moments with them. You could be reflecting on those facts. Maybe the intimacy kind of left the building at one time and that's what you crave the most. You could be thinking about the reconciliation, like what has to happen in order to bring this together. Like, no matter how far the two of you wander, like, you know this is your person, but there might be some things that need to be done first, right? But in the meantime, you're still thinking about it pretty heavily. But like I said, with the Nine of Wands, even though it's like you've been going in circles and circles and circles, what you're telling me is like you're still ready to try again. And that's probably why the reconciliation is here. Okay, connected energies, please. Okay, so we've got the Patient card and the Divine Feminine card. So Divine Feminine, you're being asked to be patient, period. It's pretty straightforward. There's the Tower that possibly the Divine Masculine is avoiding. Or there could just be something massive that needs to strike in order for you two to realize like this is who you want. There could be healing that needs to be done on both sides, and that's why patience is required. But when the Divine Feminine card shows up, it's specifically saying, like, be patient, Divine Feminine. Just be patient. No worry, get in your peaceful place. Just know that if this is your person, stay optimistic about your love life, right? And that could be why you're focused on the good times that the two of you shared and wanting it to come back together, is because basically, you know, you're telling me that the place that you're in is still thinking about reconciling. You're still thinking about the intimacy you shared between the two of you, etc. Now, let's see where my divine masculines are for this Leo collective here. All right, let's see. Warrior. Okay, so my divine masculines are showing me the warrior card. This could be them just really embracing their masculinity, trying to remember the man that they were before this connection. It says awakened warrior of the heart, so they could be awakening their heart again, surrendering to ego and struggle, reconnection with the heart and the divine, and returning to love. So this could be his focus right now, is getting back to self, getting back to that unconditional love, like the reasons why he loves you, or the reasons why this didn't work, and how he could be a better man, or like I said, reverse roles as needed. I've got heartbreak. So I'm kind of feeling like they're feeling the pain of your absence, divine feminine. Um, this man literally is holding some roses and he's got them down by the side because the divine feminine is walking away. So to me, this kind of says like either you've rejected some of his roses, because even in this page of cups here, this man is holding a rose and then he's got a bouquet in his hand. So he's feeling the pain of you walking away from him. Um, Still holding that love, though. Still holding those roses. Still holding the thought that one day, possibly, you'll turn around and see that he still holds these for you, right? Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into soul contracts, the reasons why the two of you came together. What important role do the both of you play in each other's life, right? Let's see. Okay. So we have submissive and unconditional. I will make you feel powerless. So I'm thinking this is the way that the divine masculine made you feel divine feminine, right? This is a man here. So basically he's saying like the actions that he's taken were to teach you how to stand up for yourself, basically. Um, they make you feel powerless so you can remember who you are and remember the power that you hold. Reclaiming that power back. So that's your lesson. Now, I believe this one is the divine masculine, what they've learned from you. And it says unconditional. I fully accept who you are. You've taught them the meaning of unconditional love in some sense, right? They may not see it yet, but you're probably that one person that no matter how many dumb decisions this person has made, you've showed up, right? You've been there through the best, the worst. You've tried to make it work, possibly against your own better judgment, pushing past any fears that you had to open up. And that could have made the masculine uncomfortable, but it's also taught him how to open his heart. Like it said with the warrior, coming back to the divine, coming back to source, coming back to the heart space, right? So that was his lesson from you. Now I'm going to pull a couple of the love oracles for the connective energies. The two of you, how do you feel about each other? And why are these cards in here? I'm confused. Okay. Wrong deck. Sometimes that happens. Especially during my lives, I get pretty occupied. Preoccupied. But everything happens for a reason, so 'tis what it is. Now, let's see. Okay. Okay, so the first thing I've got is friends. Um, Acceptance, trust, support, and loyalty. I think you both feel that that could be one thing that you're missing now, is the friendship that the two of you once shared. Trying to rebuild this friendship again, knowing that in order for it to come back together, you need to start with the basics, learning each other again. Not the mask that you put on to please the other person, just back to where you originally started from, probably as friends, like getting to know each other, really caring about the other person's wants, needs, desires, all those things. Because after that, we've got relationship. Okay. And this says commitment, partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, right? So it could be hard to separate the two. But I think you both are reflecting on the fact that maybe along the way you lost that original friendship that the two of you shared, trying to make a relationship happen. And maybe when this tower falls, whichever way that it falls, to break it apart, to bring it back together, that's probably where it will start from, is from the friends' perspective. Because your friends can fuck up a thousand million times and you still keep them as friends. But with relationships, it's easy to break up and then forget the friendship altogether. So it's incorporating the two together that I think the both of you are understanding. Like, we've got to get back to where we can actually sit in a room and talk to each other without quarreling, arguing about dumb shit. Like, getting back to enjoying each other's company. Because without that, you can't have the relationship, right? Now, the next card I'm going to pull is called the Haunted Divine Masculine. These are really beautiful cards. Mystic Moon Oracle. She made the Soul Contract in this one and then the Twin Flame one as well. It's basically like where the Divine Masculine is at, feelings he's possibly going through, shadows that he's facing in the current moment, etc. But let's see. Okay, that was fast. That was fast. Alright. So the first card I got is Haunting. I tried to wash you away, but you just won't leave. That card always makes me laugh because there's times in my life where I literally felt like a wet dog and tried to shake a connection over and over and over again as much as I possibly could because it just didn't feel right, right? And that's kind of what he was doing, was just trying to wash it away, just to forget it, right? Because the feelings that came with it were just too intense for him to handle. And then it says, I die without you. Is it my turn to be the one to cry? I think so, with that heartbreak card, right? Um, your divine masculine could be crying. Could be like when he's all alone, away from spying eyes, he could be looking back at this connection and really just like, man, I wish it would have worked, or I wish there was a way to bring it back together. So this is a very beautiful connection that the two of you shared. Um, it doesn't look lost. It just looks, like I said, something is going to have to come in and break it all apart. And then it's going to have to start, like I said, from the friends and then move into the relationship. But it's got to start there. It's got to start at that place where the two of you can actually sit in one place together and talk it out, being able to like master your emotions. Okay. So we have the friendship card that came out. This friendship is heading to more. Like I said, maybe the two of you are working on being friends, communicating, trying to find some kind of common ground in order to get back to the place where you could actually end up in a relationship. Now, if you've never come into a relationship, maybe y'all were just friends with benefits, or it never made it to the relationship part. Maybe this is the time to bring it back together and move it towards that. Um, it says unavailable. The person is unavailable to give you all you deserve. And this could have been in them in the past, just unavailable. Like they just didn't have it to give. And that happens sometimes when people aren't healed. They just can't give any more of themselves to anything or anybody, right? And then it says mastery. You've learned the spiritual lesson. Now, that can mean divine feminines have learned the spiritual lesson. It can mean the divine masculine has learned the spiritual lesson, or it means the combination could. Eventually, the both of you will learn the spiritual lesson behind this and why it was so intense, or why it needed to fall apart to come back together, whatever your situation is, right? So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a couple messages, like what would they say to you if they could, or would, if there's silence in between the two of you. If you've had doubts about the way they feel or something like that. All right, so it says, I'm not financially stable. That could have been a huge thing between the two of you, until your person gets into the place of feeling accomplished within themselves. They lack a certain level of self-esteem, a lack of self-esteem, because they don't feel they're showing up for this connection in the way that they should. And a lot of masculines struggle with that because they're supposed to be the man, they're supposed to be the provider. The way that life teaches you, is, and I know it's like an old notion that the men should take care of the women and women have the babies, all those things. Even if we don't believe in those stereotypes, it's still something that our brain thinks of. Our brain says, if I'm not secure, how can I give to anybody else? And that's very true. But in some aspects, it can become a blockage because if you're constantly looking for things to be like in the right place, you're never going to be able to like invest, right? Because there'll always be something more or something else to achieve to get to that place to where they feel, oh, I'm okay now. So that could be another thing. And then it says, I still have feelings for you and I'm not over you. So if you ever felt like your person doesn't care about you or doesn't have feelings for you, doesn't look back and think about you or look at your text, save your pictures, that type of thing, then you're wrong, because whoever I'm speaking to today, it's there's a love between the both of you. One may be working on trying to understand it more. And sometimes the masculines are a little late to the party. They don't figure it out till later. And by the time they do, it causes more conflict that has to be resolved. But either way, um, women can be the same way. They could have commitment issues, insecurities, body image issues, that type of thing that keep them from being able to fully commit to something. But either way, your counterpart is not over you. I think that the first place to start is going to be with the friendship, getting to know each other, building those bonds. Now, I'm going to pull a couple charms and a couple letter charms as well. So, I have here the key. I think you both, it has the peace sign. So, I think you both hold that key to each other's peace. That could be that they've lived a pretty drama filled life and something about your connection brings each other peace, right? Then we have a horse, and that could indicate like the chariot movement forward, or movement is coming for this connection. And then the heck is that? A high heel. Probably didn't recognize it because I don't wear them, but um, somebody could like you wearing high heels, divine feminine, or the masculine could be thinking of you in some heels you wore. And then I've got the music note. Music can be important, but it could also be a way that they're communicating with you when the two of you are not speaking. And something about this infinity, like this music note, also resembles kind of like an infinite loop. So it could mean like you've been going through lifetime and lifetime with each other. And then I've got a pineapple. Pineapples could be important somehow, some way. And then I've got a dolphin. And this is like being carefree again, like learning to be happy within oneself on your own, that type of thing. Let me pull some letter charms and see what I get. That was not a letter charm, just in case you wonder why I threw it. Okay, we got the letter B. We've got the letter N. We have got the letter R, the letter D, and the letter U. The only thing that I would say it spells is run. That's the only thing it spells, but the maybe initials of your counterpart. Um, well, my dear Leos, I love you guys so much, and I hope that you got something from this reading. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Leave me a comment down below of what like resonated with you most. If you'd like to be entered into my subscriber giveaway for the month of January, all you have to do is do those three things: like it, subscribe, and leave me a comment. And I greatly appreciate you guys. It helps my channel to grow. And as always, if you made it this far, I love you guys to the moon, stars, and Mars, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.